Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishantiw.com talking about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. And I recently made a video about a household altar or shrine. And at the beginning, I remember saying it can help you raise your vibration and help you on the spiritual path. But upon reviewing the video, I realized I talked more about like how to make a shrine and fun things you can do, with your altar and whatnot. And so in this video, I would really like to talk about how that can actually raise your consciousness and lift up the vibration of the space where you have it and raise your own vibration. And essentially, having this sacred space that's a focus for a purity of intention, like it actually starts to generate a good vibe and generate positive energy if you focus on it daily. So having this space in your home that is sacred, first of all, every time you see it, it cues you. It's like a subconscious, like subtle cue that reminds you like, oh wait, like I'm working this path and there is this like sacred aspect to my life. Secondly, and another thing you can do with that altar, if it's in the right place, is, give offerings to it, or, place an offering to all that is, or whoever you'd like to offer something to, like a flower, water, burn incense, like all of that, like to the higher power. If you can meditate in front of it or chant or pray, you generate a vibration that sort of charges that whole space. And then when you're not there, and you kind of want to do this on a regular basis. When you're not there, it carries that sacred vibe and it radiates and emanates it out into the space you're in. So it lifts up the vibration of your home. And you do want to remember, just again, I can't stress this enough, that it is a sacred space. What I can tell you that's very interesting in my life is I have a place where I sit to meditate and to do my sessions with people in my home. And I've had that space, that corner for so long that it has a good vibration in there. Like there's something about it. And then when I sit there, it immediately helps elevate my consciousness. So the same thing with your altar or your shrine. And you might even have fun with it and create like little sacred nooks all around your home. Or if you're interested in just keeping the vibration really high, and just so you look at something and like it reminds you, okay, like I'm good. Or it reminds you to maybe shift your thoughts if you're going into a place that's like lowering your vibration. And again, this can be really subtle too. It doesn't have to be like, okay, now I have to stop and sit down and blah, 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 blah. It's like it like trains you. Like, so having that sacred space or a sacred piece of art or a sacred object, subconsciously just gets you up, like lifts your mood, lifts your vibration. And other people will feel it, especially sensitive people. Like they'll notice. A part of my work is about researching and exploring. And I love to go to sacred spaces, sacred places to feel the vibration and energy. So I go to a lot of churches and temples and sanctuaries. And in certain churches, I really feel like a good vibe. In other places, like there's a place I love, which is, it's like healing mineral water. And a lot of people go there who are very, very sick and they're dying. And this is their last kind of hope, like to get cured. And people had started an altar there and they had put a lot of objects. It just grew and grew and grew. And then it became this thing like, okay, you go to the mineral springs and you put a token, you put something on there. And we walk by there to get to the waters, and or where I like to go. And I noticed the last time I went, it felt junky. It kind of felt heavy, and it was like too much like desperation and not enough like hope, so to speak. And then the last time I went, they had cleared the whole thing out. And I didn't ask why, but all the stuff was gone and it felt more fresh and new because the water is flowing like right by there, and that water energy is so pure. It has these positive ions, or maybe it's negative ions. I never get that right, but the good vibes, good like kind of energy. So these healing waters are flowing by, and there's none of these like desperate kind of, not in a bad way. And I don't mean that to be like, oh, desperate. It's like, I get it. Like you're dying. You're like hoping that this will help, but it was just kind of, all this was gone and it was like fresh and clean. I could feel the energy again, like better. But that's the power of a place where you like deposit or channel a lot of energy. So again, your altar, your shrine, it will start with you charging it every day, or you using it as a cue to help you to meditate, to chant, to pray, to have it be a place of like solace and hope and joy. But hope is really key, because hope is what keeps us going. When you are not there, it will, and when you are there, but when you're not, and either way, it'll just start to generate like an energy. And I know this is kind of going off on little diatribes here. If you notice, like sometimes things happen in certain places that really shift the energy of the space. So if a traumatic event occurs, it's that space gets charged with like that trauma. And it, unless it's cleared, it sits there and it stays there. And then you might get like hairs on the back of your neck when you walk by, or like a not so great feeling, or a headache, as I talked about in a video a while ago. There used to be a store I would go to right near here on Robertson, and every time I would go in there, I'd get a massive bad headache. And then they moved. It was like a clothes place, and they moved out. Now it's a pet food store that I don't go to anymore. So I don't know, but there's something about the energy of that place. But let's not talk about yucky stuff. This is about your shrine and altar. So you create almost like a vortex of energy. That's the best way to describe it. A positive, good force generating vortex. And I would encourage you to shift it up and change it up whenever you feel like it. Use it as a tool to help you work whatever magic you're looking to work in your life. So this is more now moving into the tips and things, but what you can do with your altar is put things on there that symbolize where you want yourself to be and what you want yourself to feel like. Great way to manifest things. So you're praying in front of it, you're meditating, you're chanting, you're giving offerings, and then you're creating for your subconscious as well. You're creating and setting up what you would like to have in your life and manifest. So you can put, just something to symbolize what you want. Now this, I don't really do too much magic work, although I think it's really fun. I have spell books and stuff that I just find interesting and cool. But some people find a lot of luck in doing a little spell with their altar and having a candle and all of that. So play with it and have fun. And I hope that explains all that. Thanks for watching. And Krishantiw.com is where I've got a bunch of meditations and fun other things for you to check out. So go ahead and check it out if you want. And I'm sorry, today's not the greatest video day. I was like, I think I'll make a video. And then it got kind of really overcast, and like I was doing my makeup, like, oh, well, I put my makeup on. I might as well just try to make one video. So there you have it. Thanks again, though, and I'll see you next time. Bye.